Hello and welcome back to OJS for Editors. In this lesson, we're going to gain an understanding of how OJS works from the author's point of view by seeing how the author, Fatima, submits an article to the African Journal of Scholarly Communication using OJS. We first met Fatima in the lesson on roles in OJS. She's a communications professor who studies scholarly communication. She regularly reads the African Journal of Scholarly Communication, having registered as a reader so that she can receive an automatic email alert when a new issue is published. She's chosen to submit her research to this journal because she feels her research fits its scope as laid out in the journal's mission statement, and thus feels that the journal would be the best medium for disseminating her research to interested readers. She also likes that it's an open access journal with a reputation for publishing high-quality research, screening submissions using double-blind peer review, where the authors' and reviewers' identities are hidden from each other. Jo's going to show us the first step she takes in trying to get her work published in the journal, submitting an article online using OJS.
The very first thing Fatima does is go to the journal's homepage and log in using her pre-existing account. If an author doesn't have an account, they can create one themselves using the register link and following the steps demonstrated in the previous module. We'll assume that Fatima is already registered as an author. On the home page of her account, she clicks the New Submission link. As you can see from the headings along the top, Fatima needs to complete a 5-step submission process. 1. Start. 2. Upload the submission. 3. Enter metadata. 4. Upload supplementary files. And 5. Confirm. Each step has its own page. First, Fatima chooses the most appropriate section for her article, in this case the articles section. Then she is presented with the checklist of requirements for submissions to the journal. At this point, we can see the work the editor has done in consultation with the journal manager and the rest of the journal team to lay out clear guidelines for authors. If you're interested in learning more about the editor's responsibility to authors, which informs this author submission process, you may want to take a look at Module 3 of the Becoming an Editor course. If you're interested in seeing how the journal manager uses OJS to create these guidelines, please see the OJS for Managers course, Module 8. Checking that she has met the journal's requirements, she can tick each of them off. The requirements cover things like ensuring the article has not been submitted to another journal, and making sure the article follows the journal's stylistic and bibliographic requirements, which Fatima can review via the Author Guidelines link. A very important requirement for a double-blind, peer-reviewed journal is making sure the submission does not contain any personally identifying information. At key stages of the editorial process, where user identities need to be kept secret, there's a link to instructions on ensuring a blind review, which opens a window explaining step-by-step how to strip all personally identifying information from the file. If Fatima has questions about any of the requirements, she needs to contact the editor with her questions or concerns before submitting her paper. Let's assume Fatima has met all of the requirements. Next, she can review the copyright notice, and if she agrees, tick the box. Finally, she can review the journal's privacy policy and add any comments she has for the editor. In this case, she doesn't have any comments, so she clicks Save and Continue. Next is where the author uploads their article. As you can see, instructions are provided, as well as a link to email the journal editor if there are any difficulties, thus ensuring that authors are given support in using the OJS software to make their submission. Note that there's also another link on this page to the instructions on ensuring a blind peer review as an extra reminder to the author. After locating the file, Fatima must click Upload. If she has uploaded the wrong file, she can simply repeat the process of browsing for the file and uploading it. This will automatically replace the submission file. To go to the next step, she clicks Save and Continue. In step 3, the author enters metadata, an important step for making the article more findable. OJS automatically supplies the author's first and last name, as well as email address from their user account. Fatima can add other information about herself if she would like this to appear in the journal. An important feature here is the Add Author button for when there is more than one author. Moving down the page, Fatima types or pastes the title and abstract of her article. For indexing purposes, she is asked to enter keywords and a description of the type, method, or approach of her article, as well as the language. The terms below the boxes are suggestions to illustrate the type of information that goes in each box. The author can create their own terms. They do not have to be chosen from the examples listed. Authors can also type the name of any agencies that funded the work. When all of the metadata has been entered, Fatima clicks Save and Continue. Step 4 is where the author can upload supplementary files. These could be things like research instruments, data sets, additional images and figures, or anything else that the author feels would be valuable to share with other researchers. This is an optional step. Since Fatima has nothing additional to upload, she can go ahead to the next page and finish the submission. OJS has automatically sent Fatima a confirmation email letting her know that the submission has been received. Note that your journal manager can revise the text of this message if you wish. The journal's editor, Chinedu, has also been sent an automatic notification that a new submission has arrived. As you can see, Fatima can go to the active submissions section of her account to see the status of her submission. Awaiting assignment means the editor has not examined the submission yet in order to assign peer reviewers to it.
Thanks, Joe. I hope this brief video has given you a better idea of how the OJS submission systems works for authors and has made you better prepared for assisting authors with the submission process for your journal.
Ilele lo bene